Hey folks, so it's that time of the week again. I'm gonna have to end this run early, unfortunately. I've tried to record this video at different times, but my runs have just been ending at the wrong time. Like I've not been able to do it when the run ends, so I'm just gonna have to end a run early, and just accept that little bit of a loss there. So, first things first is our stats. Now we've made quite a lot more progress than I thought we would this week, but that's because I've been detrimenting myself. So basically, I had been banning the coin trade-off perk because I thought it was literally making my runs like half the length, but it turns out I'm only losing like 100 waves ish, so it's actually worth doing it. I do lose out on the Marcells a bit, but getting more coins at the moment is a bit better for me. So anyway, as I was showing, we're up to 8.83, so that's actually 2.21 trillion in a week. So this is the first week that we made 2 trillion, so that's amazing. But it's just mainly because that perk, it's like doubled my coin income really. So if we have a look, so I've started farming on tier 8. I think I've done some tier 7 as well. But tier 8 is where I've mainly been farming, so I've got like an extra 200 waves here. I was at 5,756, I'm now at 5,993. I was earning 55.67 billion, sorry, and now it's 187.14 billion's my best run, so that is a nice amount. On my tier 9s, I've not actually gone any higher, but 118 billion, or just shy of 119 billion in a run. My tier 10 has gone up by 360 waves pretty much, and also 147 billion, so an extra 100 billion per run. Tier 11 not changed. I don't think anything's changed other than tier 15. I'm up to wave 48 now, so that has gone up by 11 waves, but still not quite there. So next is my farm tracker, which I actually did not organize before the video to pull up, so just bear with me one moment. There we go. So as you can see, now it does look a bit weird here, right? So this is the amount of waves, this is the amount of coins. So this is where I started using the coin trade-off perk. You can see just how much it affected it. So these runs are on tier 7 rather than on tier 9, and then I changed to tier 8 and saw that that was working really well. And then this was me going back to tier 9, up to tier 10. So as you can see, tier 10, I'm getting less waves than tier 9 obviously, but I actually got a pretty decent amount of coins. If we turn on the coins per hour, as you can see, my coins per hour is actually higher than anything previous, so I'm going to stick on tier 10 when I'm active, but I'll have to go down to tier 7 when I'm not playing, I think. Cells per hour, as you can see, this is actually going to be much better for me for cells per hour doing it this way, so we'll just play it by ear, see how that goes. And then for the tournaments, I managed to stay in champions this time. It's weirdly rocky though, right? So I did go down into Platinum League, don't get me wrong, as you already knew from last week, but I managed to hit rank 4, so I went back up, and this time I got 719 waves, but finished rank 23 compared to rank 22 with 438 waves. So I'm not sure how I didn't get a higher rank than my first champions when I got much higher, but oh well, what can you do? So I heard it's going to be horrible battle conditions tomorrow as well, so see how that goes. Now, because obviously I've made an extra trillion compared to last week, I have put quite a few investments in here. So as you can see, I've unlocked crit factor. So my damage is now 1.24, so there's 4 level ups into this, 21 levels up into crit factor, and then health has gone up by 3 and regen's gone up by 2. And I've invested in coin bonus twice, so there is actually improvement across the board on my enhancements. Now, as you can see, I have actually invested in the workshop itself as well, so I've maxed out critical factor. That's now gold boxed, which is nice to see. I haven't changed any of these ones down here, but my damage has gone up to 5,200, so that's 100 levels in there. Haven't upgraded anything down here. I am tempted to pump up my landmine, get a bit closer. This is still at 450, this is still at 80, and then health is now at 5,000, so that's gone up by 50, and health regen is at 4,600, so that's gone up by 30. So not as big a buff, but it's gone up. Now this is up at 110, so I've put 20 levels into enemy health level skip, sorry, and 20 levels into enemy attack level skip. My recovery amount is now 250, so that's 30 levels in there, and 230, so 10 levels in max recovery. I'm going to look at pumping these up a bit more this week, hopefully. Now, ultimate weapons. So, Chain Lightning's gone from 273 to 385 damage. I've got one more quantity, and I've not changed the chance. My damage, I'm going to put this up again actually. So my damage on Deathwave is times 16 now. Quantity's not changed, cooldown's not changed. Not done anything on the Golden Tower. Poison Swamp is untouched. Yeah, it's untouched. Deathwave is, I've already went over Deathwave, sorry. It's listed in a wrong place on my thing that I keep track of everything. Black Hole is gone down by 10 seconds, so I've made this go a little bit faster. Spotlight damage has gone up by to 16.8, it was at 15, so there's a slight increase there. Now cards, there's a lot of changes in my cards. As I said, I'm just pumping them up to get them maxed out. So I've got 2 rank 7s and everything else is rank 6. I think by the end of this week I should have it maxed out. If not, it'll be next week for definite. So that's good. Like next video I should have it maxed out. If not, it'll be the week after is what I meant. So that's it for the cards, but massive progress there. So modules, I've really not touched the modules. Gonna upgrade this one more level. It'll help me out a bit. And then I don't think this one's ready. No. I do want to get mythics obviously, but I don't want to touch this until I can get more sharp fortitudes in the normal banner, so we'll wait until that happens. So that's it for the modules. Now labs, so up to 75 in the lab speed, and I'm gonna, rather than going through these, I'm gonna go to the history, just it's gonna be a bit quicker. So standard bonus 17. So I got standard bonus perk 17, my shock chance and multiplier up to 11, Warthorn's 9, shock chance up to 12, standard perk 18, Warthorn's 10. I decided to leave it at 10 because if you've seen my video on basically unlocking the wall earlier, 10's basically where you really need to be for it being functional. If I really want to get it any higher later I can, but it's more time investment now, so I want to use the labs for other things at the moment. Shock multiplier up to 13, lab speed is 74, daily mission shards, I started pumping that up, so that's up to rank 4. Then that's basically, I put that in instead of my Warthorns. And then shock chance and multiplier 14, so this means the multiplier is maxed out, so I'm putting shock chance on the back burner for now. I'll go back to it later. So daily mission shards, pumping that up. I want to try and hit that to level 50 as soon as possible, just to make the most out of my daily missions. My reroll shards is up to 24, so that's basically where I am at the moment. I've got lab coin discount back in the rotation, so that's sticking until it's 100. Standard perk bonus is going to stay in until 25. And then obviously these are just going to stay in until they're maxed as well, most likely. The only thing is with that, obviously, reroll shards goes up to 100, so we'll see. I might not leave it in if it gets too expensive. But this, I am going to leave until it gets to 50, just because, and it's why not. At the end of the day, I realise I might get more progress from putting in things for like more damage and stuff, but at the moment, because I've got so much to do in my workshop, I don't mind my labs doing other things. And I mean, the standard perk bonuses is also going to help with return on like doing more damage and everything in my farming runs anyway. It's literally everything on your farming runs. Obviously never bought anything in here, so we're going to go into the guild. I've got my 750 reward to get, which is brilliant. Then store, gonna buy a background, so just need to get the tower. We'll get that next week, no problem. And then I might be able to get some gems as well, which will be nice. Now this hasn't changed, I don't think. I'll double check. I've got so much on my list now, I have to actually scroll down. Yes, I've not changed anything here as of yet, but we're going to change a couple of them. So yeah, we could only do 2, so it's down to 80 seconds and 23% find chance, which is really nice. I'm just going to keep going into that until I max it out, and then I'll look at unlocking steel afterwards. I mean, you can always respec whenever you want, but as long as fetch gives me gems, I'm going to do fetch. At the end of the day, I feel like it's the better one to go into, because it can also get you the modules and things, so it's a nice increase there. Now, event, the koi pond, I'm not quite at the lilies yet, but I'll be getting that soon. I've bought the currencies up to where I'm happy with it. I'm tempted to unlock a new bot. I'm just debating whether to respec and buy a new one, because golden bot's useful, but I've not got it synced, so I'm tempted to respec it to at least sync it, but because I'm using Multiverse Nexus, it's hard to get it synced correctly. So until my Dimension Core gets up to Mythic, I'm just kind of stuck with a weird place. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking to natural sync all of this, which is going to be a bit complicated, because obviously I'm going to have to get this down to 340, this down to 340, and then get this down to 1 minute 20, I think. That's not right. I'll work out what it needs to be at. 1 minute 50, I think. My brain's not working. 1 minute 40. No. I'll work it out. But yeah, so I'm going to try and get these to a natural sync, and then hopefully get Dimension Core once I've finished maxing out my cards, which shouldn't be too long. So that's everything. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now.